This is the Association for Theater in Higher Education Conference, which recently took place in New York City, August 2009. It was attended by Mark Dungeon, Senior Commissioning Editor for Methue and Drama, and Elise Levine, Academic Marketing Director for Bloomsbury Academic, USA. So here's a tour of our booth. This was really the first time that Bloomsbury Academic was presented to the higher education community. And there was certainly a sense of confusion. Of course, everyone knew the brand names of the Arden Shakespeare and Methue and Drama, but there was, I would say, very little recognition of the Bloomsbury name, even as a trade publisher. So this is one of our top priorities, is to get that brand name reinforcement out there in the higher education community. As you can see, our booth was siloed so that each discipline had a different area of the table, and here on the right you see all the practitioner titles. We found overwhelmingly that when professors came to the booth, they were interested in their area of expertise, and there was not a lot of interest in crossing over to different areas. So here's a tour of the exhibits. This is our aisle. As you can see, there was not a lot of traffic. It was for the most part, the traffic was light, except for the hours where they had exhibit-only times. And at that point, there were a rush of people coming in. And as you can see, there's some community theater booths. This is Cengage. You see an editor there just sort of sitting around. This guy does community Shakespeare plays. This booth, Dramatic Publishing, did a really good business, and I was told that that was because they attend this conference every single year, and they put a lot of effort into customer relationships. So people come year after year, they know what to expect from this booth, they know the people in the booth, and that's how they develop their list, their customer base, through this vehicle. A lot of the booths, like you see here, this Scholar's Choice, it wasn't particularly focused. It was not clear what their publishing list was all about, and very few publishers were giving out. This is our character actor. Unfortunately, we were next to Mark Twain. And here's another character coming up.
Mark, say hello to Bloomsbury America.
Hi, Bloomsbury America. I'm surprised that I've just met a quietly spoken American, which is a new thing.
Okay, I'm going to edit that out.
And here, continuing the tour, this particular publisher had a number of author autographings, and I think they did a lot of advanced publicity, and people seemed to know that these authors were going to be in the booth, and they did get a pretty good line for that. And here, continuing, you see people were trying to do some promotions, you know, the fishbowl with the win something, and I think to varying degrees of success. And here you can see one of our competitors, Norton, and their editor sitting and reading there. A lot of our competitors in the publishing booths sent editors there, and most of them were not out in the aisle, not grabbing people in, not really trying to pitch and sell. They were sort of sitting and reading, or they were on their laptops. These are our colleagues at Palgrave, and two editors were there. They were pitching their university library titles for the most part. Those are hardcover monographs. One of the key factors for our productivity at the show was that, unlike some of the other booths that you've seen in this video, Mark and I were out in the aisle and actively trying to engage people as they were walking by. Part of that, of course, was to get them to sign up for our e-newsletter. But more importantly, we were trying to profile them and either get field research or just to see how we can network and make some connections. As part of our conference promotion, we asked professors why Arden, and asked them to describe the features of the Arden Shakespeare plays that they most admired and why they would recommend this series to their students.
Series also do a really good job of giving production history and interesting production history, innovative production history. A lot of times I will recommend that students purchase the Arden edition. They ask which edition to get, and I tend to say the Arden. They're giving a wide variety, which is, I think, very important. Acknowledging not just traditional performances up through the 1950s, which I've seen some editions do, is really useful. And I like that it's moved down here and minimized. So what you're really looking at is a chunk of text, a nice amount of notes, but not overwhelming. So I like seeing the clean copy, the limited amount of notes. Even this amount of notes is not too much, but I like the Arden for production as well for a variety of songs.
Our fall campaign is going to be Why Arden? If you had to have 3 adjectives to describe why Arden, what would they be?
Reliable, thorough, comprehensive.
It's actor-friendly and non-actor-friendly. And that's a very hard combination.
In our promotion campaign, we're asking professors why Arden. If there were 3 words to describe why Arden, what are 3 words that come to your mind?
Thorough, resourced. It was the first that comes to my mind. And discuss it, I'd say.
I had one professor who said to me of the Ardens that when they're going with those editions, they really feel the personality of the editor. It's almost like talking to a friend about it, that this person really gets it. I wonder if you can elaborate on that.
Like being in a class with them saying, where you can actually have that's what I mean by discussing. You can say, well, why did you make this decision? And it's a very personal piece of the editor, but explain why they made this decision and how it tracks all of that. It's really exceptional.
One of the things that pops up all the time with Arden is about performance and how they make a lot of references to classic performances. And I wonder if there's something that sticks out in your mind of a note that you've read in one of the editions.
The 12th night one, where it talks about the different malvolios, the different use of punishments, the different elements of the performances, was exceptional.